And yes, we are live. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sisters. How are you people doing? How was your day? Hope everything was fine.
Good
And
evening.
viewers at home, good evening. Welcome back to our live chat. Today is day 17 of our 30-day faith and effort challenge. And today we are treating a very wonderful topic that can help every one of us. And the topic says building resilience in God's way. So, but before we go on, we would like to introduce ourselves for the benefit of those that are just seeing us for the first time or coming across our pages for the first time. So, we will introduce ourselves one after the other before we start our topic for today. So, I will start with my sister, my namesake, my sister Oluwakemi. So, good evening, sis. How are you? Can you please introduce yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. Good evening to everyone. How's our day been? Yeah, thank you, sis. My name is Oluwakemi. I'm originally from Nigeria, as we all know, and I live in the United Kingdom. I'm a mom of two, and I work in the hospitality industry, and I run my amazing online business on the side. So, thank you for joining us again this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sis. Sister Adeola.
Thank you, man. Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. How was your day? Thank God for this beautiful Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for being on this journey with us. We are grateful. My name is Adeola Toluse. I'm a Christian, I'm a wife, and I'm a mom of two beautiful girls. And I run my amazing business from the comfort of my house. So today we have an interesting topic for you. So sit back and have an amazing time with us. Thank you.
Thank you, sis. Sister Felicia.
Thank you, sis. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Wow, how are you? Happy Tuesday to you all. How's everything with you? Thank you for always showing up for us. Thank you for always joining us. For those of you that are meeting me for the first time, my name is Felicia Bosede Akintola, a mom, a wife, a registered nurse in the UK, originally from Nigeria as well, just like my two sisters. But I run this amazing digital business alongside being a registered nurse. So we have an amazing topic for you today. We hope that you get inspiration in today's program. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sis. And to my humble self, my name is Oluwakemi Ayeni. I'm originally from Nigeria as well, but currently living in Belgium. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I work in the air sector, and I run this wonderful, amazing online digital business as my plan B. So, welcome on board and thank you for showing up for you. Thank you for being part of this journey with us. When did we start? Today is day 17. We only have 13 more days to go. That is power of consistency. At times it might not be easy, it may be difficult, you might not feel like showing up. But when we remember our why, when you know the purpose of why we are doing this, we have to show up, and that is why we are all here. And I think that's one of the things you viewers can learn from us. It might be in your personal life or in your career, so it goes a long way, and so that we'll be able to achieve our dreams. So let's get started. The first questions of today, we go to Sister Felicia, and the question says, what does it really mean to build resilience in God's way? You are muted, sis. You are muted.
Talking away there. Thank you. And can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for that question. Wow, building resilience God's way, in God's way. Yes. So when we say in God's way, on our own, we can, try to do some things by ourselves with our own strength, our own knowledge. We can build resilience, we can keep going, with our own strength sometimes. But the clause here is God's way. So, looking at that clause, God's way, that means that it's extraordinary. It's not by our own strength now. I know that, sometimes we just want to try in our own way, forgetting that, we have a superhuman behind us that is, making everything possible. So it's not just about building resilience, not any kind of resilience, but one that you build in God's way, meaning that His strength will help us to hold on, even when sometimes we feel like giving up, even when sometimes we feel like things are not working, the way we want. But because there is the God factor in it, we keep pushing. And even if you look at it, sometimes you just feel like giving up. In my own experience, I'll talk about my experience. In the past, there were times that I thought this is a roadblock, like this is the end. And somewhere, somehow, God will just show up. And that is to tell us that sometimes we don't have to rely on our own strength. Sometimes, of course, we have to do our own part because we're talking about faith and effort. So you have to do your own part, put in your own quota, but surrender everything to Him, even after you've done all you could. And when you surrender to Him, He shows up in a miraculous way. And we are dealing with miracle equation here, so we'll be referring to faith, will be referring to miracle, will be referring to, things that is not ordinary, things that are not ordinary, not things that are just by luck, but things that, we put in our efforts and God showed up even, with our efforts. So, there were times that in my own life that I thought, wow, that's the end. Like just before I found my business, like I was really crying to God that, God, why would you bring me this far and just leave me and not let me even, go beyond? I know, of course, I was doing things that I wanted to do, but I wanted more, right, out of life. And God showed up with this business and the hope came up again. Now I have hope, and that is God. If God shows up for us, like even we are resilient, we are trying to do things on our own, but when God shows up, it's different from our own strength. So it crowns our efforts with success. So even the Bible let us know that His grace is sufficient for us. Even the times that we felt like, wow, this is weakness, His power will make us perfect. So His power is made perfect even in weakness. So we just have to keep going. So in God's way, it means that God's hand is in it. It's not just ordinary anymore. It's not just I'm just putting in my effort. You are believing that yes, God is in this. I'm putting in my effort, but God is working in this with me, because without God, there's nothing much we can do. And that's why we are talking about having that faith and believing that it is possible through God and putting in the efforts that is required. So you are building resilience, you're working on your business, or you're working on something, even on your projects, or even on your family. Yes, because we cannot leave that aside. You are working on your family, you want a wonderful relationship and all of that. You keep going, include God in it, and see how the miracle will happen for you. So that's building resilience in God's way, putting God into whatever you do, committing everything to Him, surrendering to Him, and putting in your own effort as well. Yes, because you can't just sit down there and expect God to water what you did not plant. You have to also put in the work, continue to do what you're doing, but add God to it and say, God, I'm doing it. I'm leaving the rest to you. I do my part. I leave the rest to you. That is building resilience in God's way. So that's what I have for you today.
Thanks so much, sis, for that powerful response. You've said it all. Building resilience in God's way doesn't mean that we are relying on our strength alone, but on God's grace. And God didn't say we will not see storm, but storm will come. We will experience it on our journey, but He has already fought the fight and He has won the race. So definitely we will overcome. So we will overcome this storm so that we'll be able to achieve our dream. So whatever comes our way, we should stand firm and we should be aware that God has already gone before us. He has already conquered all those storm, all those difficulties, and we should just do our part so that we can achieve our vision. Thanks so much, sis. That was wonderful. And the next questions we go to Sister Oluwakemi. And the question says, can setback be a divine setup for something greater? And how can faith strengthen resilience in those tough times?
Yeah, thank you so much, sis. Thank you for that question. Yeah, absolutely. Setback can be God's divine setup for something far greater than we imagine. Yeah. When we experience setbacks, we always feel like, oh, why am I going through this? Why are things not falling in place? Forgetting that our ways are not God's ways, and God's way is not our ways. So God knows how He plans His things. I'll be drawing my example from the scripture because I'm a Christian, I believe in God, and that has always been the Bible has always been my watchword and my guide. So setbacks can absolutely be God's divine way of giving us something far more than we expect. What looks like a delay or a disappointment can be God's way of redirecting us to his perfect plan. Because there are times that we follow our own imagination, we follow our thinking, we follow our ability, we follow our knowledge, we follow our strengths, whereas that direction we are going might not be God's perfect plan for us. So he might just decide, oh, the way this person is going, if I don't kind of put a kind of roadblock or a kind of setback, he won't come back to the right path. So setback, God can use it, as a way of redirecting us to his perfect plan. Let's take an example from Joseph. Like I said the other time, I'll take my examples from the scripture. He was sold into slavery. He had big dreams. He had great ambitions, but he was sold into slavery. By the time he was in prison, at that period I was in prison, he would be thinking, but God had plans for me. God had showed me he showed me my vision. I had purpose. Everything was glaring to him. But here he is in the prison. Whereas God is using that prison, that time of being in the prison, to prepare him for the palace. So at times as human, we go through a lot of things. So many things seems not to be falling into place, and we are kind of like, what is happening? What is happening? Let's not just take it to be just an ordinary setback. Let's believe that God is preparing us for something. Look at gold. Before gold becomes gold, it has gone through, it went through fire, it went through, before it became gold. And it came out gold and it becomes so beautiful, it becomes so admirable. So, yes, in life, we go through all of these things just for us to be a better version of ourselves, just for us to to be in alignment with what God has for us. So, in other words, I will say that setbacks aren't the end. It is not the end of the journey. They are just divine setup in disguise. So when you are going through all of this, when things seems not to be going well, let's just look at it that yes, this is just a preparation for us to becoming what we want to be. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to feel frustrated. Yes, it's easy to feel lost, or we even feel like we have been forgotten by God, by spouses, by friends, when you don't get support from where you are expecting support from. But as human, let me just say, as believers, we know that God wastes nothing. Whatever we pass through, it is for a purpose. So every delay, every rejection, every hardship that we can be, that we can be going, that we are passing through, can become a stepping stone, to something greater, something we couldn't have reached without first going through that fire. So setback are God's ways of preparing us. So when we now talk about resilience God's way, it isn't just about bouncing it back, it's about growing stronger through the process. When Joseph was in the prison, he learned so many things. In that process, he prepared himself. That experience prepared him, and that made him even to perform better when he was at the palace. So whatever we are passing through, it's about preparing us, getting us prepared, growing us stronger. making us, preparing us to be a better version, and helping us, preparing us so that we can do better at the end of the day. So faith gives us strength to keep going when it's hard. It reminds us that God is in control. Even the scripture says it, that we will pass through tribulations and trial, but he said we should be of good cheer, that he has overcome the world, just like you said the other time, Sister Kem. So his plans are higher than our plans, his ways are bigger than our ways. Well, and when we feel, when we embark, when we experience setbacks, let's just believe that setback is preparing us for a greater for a greater way, preparing us for a better us. And that when we experience all of these things, let us have it in mind that we are not alone. We are not alone, that God is with us. He walks through the fire, is there. Even if we walk through the fire, is there. Even if we pass through the waters, he will not allow the water to overflow us. He's there for us. He is only using all of this to prepare us. So when life knocks you down, get up in faith, pray harder, praise louder, and trust God more. Your trial could be the training ground for your testimony. So that is my final say. Let's keep showing up. Let's keep standing strong. Let's keep being consistent. And then in our setback, let's prepare ourselves. Let's see it as a training ground for what God has for us. So God is about to turn our test, is about to turn our setbacks into, greater testimony. And I hope that would be our portion. So let's just keep pushing. Let's keep trusting. Let's keep, praising God the more. And then He will definitely turn our setback to a stepping stone to a better version of us. So that is it from me. Thank you.
Thanks so much, sis. That is very good of you. That is very inspiring. As you said, setback can often be defined, set up by God just to redirect our plan or prepare us for a uh, greater things, greater vision than we have ever imagined. When something happens, it doesn't mean we have reached end of the road.
Yeah.
It might be an opportunity in disguise. God might be telling us, oh, that is not what He wants for us. So He might use that setback or delay to just redirect us or to let us re-strategize so that we can be able to achieve whatever God wants for us in time. And faith, in other words, strengthen resilience. It keeps us reminding us that delay does not mean the end of the road. They always say at the end of the tunnel, there's always a light. So it's just to reignite our hope, to let us know that no, we should not let the fear conquer us. We should not let fear stop us from achieving our dream, and also help us to rise stronger by knowing that all things are working together for good. Thank you so much, sis. That is very powerful. And the next questions we go to Sister Adeola. And the question says, what roles does community play in building resilience?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ma. Even in the Bible, God says that, when God created Adam, He said it's not good for man to be alone. And we are seeing
Mhm.
in instances in the Bible where God will say, it's not, can two work together except they agree. So God has always been an author of, community, not people not being, working alone, not being alone. There's this Yoruba saying that we say that in your lasho me, Timothy Bora. So like that, the role of community in building resilience is very, very profound, because when you see a resilient person, when you look at that person very well, you know that there is a community behind that person. It might be religion, maybe in church, maybe that person belongs to a group in church, because at some point in our lives the chips will be down, and then we cannot just lift ourselves. We are just there, but we need people that can cheer us up, that can even shake us, that snap out of it. At times we are just like so down, and then we're just like, maybe this is how my life will continue, and we're just there, but we just need at times somebody to just shake you and like, wake up. you can do this, you are made for more, you know. And then at times too, maybe we are going on a journey, things are like looking up. We need people, cheerleaders too, that will cheer us on, that you can do it, you can get to the finish line, you're doing amazingly well. That is what community does. And you know, we used to say it in our community, that find your tribe, because we have a very large community. But in that large community, we still have we have smaller groups that you can find where you fit in. And you know, a lot of people, that's the beautiful thing I like about our community, is that you can bear your mind, you can share your wins, you can share your journeys, your challenges, and there will always be people that will be there for you. And you will be hearing, oh, I was there like a year ago, I was there, you can do it, oh, you're doing amazingly well. And things like this help one to, that is how one can build, you know, resilience and keep going in the face of challenges. You have, the beautiful thing about our communities, that we have mentors, we have coaches, that when it looks as if maybe things are not going well, or maybe things are going well, we have people that will cheer us on, we have people that would encourage us. And that is how you see, that's why you would see that 3, 4, 5 years you still see people in this business doing well, because we know that when the chips are down, we have a community that can help us and they make us better business owners and better human beings as a whole. And really, that is what God calls us to be, to serve purpose by being better people. And so that is the beauty of having community, because it actually helps one to be resilient. Thank you so much, ma.
Thanks so much, sis. That is wonderful. You know, there is a saying that if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go with people. And which type of people? Faith-filled people that can remind you that you are never alone. People that can pray with you, people that sees beyond you, people that can motivate you when they see that you are trying to give up. You know, that is the type of people we are saying. And that is what we are doing in our own business community. And as Sister Adeola said, that is why you still see people that have been in this business for longer years, for 9 years, 8 years, 7 years. Why? Just because they are not doing it alone. They are not. People that can hold you accountable, people that can say, oh, okay, if they see that you are lacking somewhere and they support you, they surround you. Even Jesus in the Bible, in his own time, he surrounded himself with his disciples. That is to tell you, you can never do everything alone. You have to lean on people. You have to stay connected with people that can reignite your fire when life is trying to dim it. And that is it. So thank you, sis, for that response. And the last question will go to my humble self. And the question says, what are small ways we can build resilience daily? And how can we build resilience daily? The first thing, as we always say, that you have to, when you wake up in the morning, before you start everything, stay your day with prayer, gratitude. It goes a long way, because it's like faith. You are igniting your faith every day. You know, you have to start your day with truth before you start going on social media, picking your phone. You know, you have to say that prayer. You have to be thankful to God for letting you see another day, and declare powerful affirmations into your life. Commit your ways into God. Commit your daily plan, your actions. Commit everything into God's hand, and create a small non-negotiable routine. Plan your day. You know, it might be 10 minutes, it might be 15 minutes of reading, of journaling, and create whatever you want to do, because it gives you that clarity. It gives you that confidence, because you know that, okay, this is what I want to achieve. Fine, life might come in, life happens. So, but when it comes, you handle it with maturity. You handle it with boldness, because you've already set your days into, you have already committed it into God's hand, and you have already planned your day. So anything that comes, then you will attend to matters with priority. You know what comes first, what is one that I have to attend to, and then you will not be afraid. You will have that confidence to face it, and it helps us to normalize challenges. That is all, because rejection might come, but you just see it as one of those things that, okay, fine, you can never be winning every day. You know, life is also up and down. So when you have challenges, you see it as one of those normal things, and see that God has already conquered this one. You, lie, you can never come and shine my shine. So, and that is it. You just see it as normal things and just go your own way and protect your peace. Don't always be in the surrounding of people that will convince you, that will be giving you that negative energy. You know, those people with negative mindset, they don't want to do anything, but they still want to convince you not to do it, confuse you not to do it. So you have to stay away from those type of people. Surround your people with faith-filled community, as Sister Adeola has said, people that can motivate you, people that see beyond you, people that can hold you accountable for what whatever you are doing, and celebrate your small wins. It goes a long way. It gives you that confidence that, if I can do this and achieve it, then I can always do greater things. And that is it. And see that changes in your life. And that is what we have for you people today. But before we go on, I would like to ask my sisters if they have one or two things to say, maybe one minute, because today is a special day in our business community. And this weekend, you people, don't let me say it, let my sister, let them gist you. So, Sister Felicia, over to you. Then it will go like that, hand up. You are muted, sis.
Sorry, I always forget. Well, there's nothing much to add. Like we've said it all. So we are doing faith and effort. And remember the effort part. So, don't just say, I'm going to build resilience in God's way and not put in your own quota. You do your best and the rest to God. So you still have to put in your part. And, we're talking about effort. Maybe you're out there and you feel like, you were at that place where I was then, when I was just crying to God, and I told God, God, I need something else to do. This 5-6 days a week is killing. And even with all the 5-6 days a week, imagine earning like up to 700, paying tax of 300. And I was telling God then, but then God showed me opportunity like this and I keyed into it. That's my own efforts. Even though I believed in God, even though I believed that God can make a way for me, I still needed to put in my part. And that is what we are trying to tell you. And that's why we are sharing this with you. Our business runs on automation. Our business is one that you can run alongside your jobs. So if you feel like, okay, you also want to put in your own efforts and let God crown it for you, try out something new. And we are presenting you with a business that you can run from the comfort of your home. You can run your business on the go. You can run it anywhere. You can do it with your 9 to 5. Even if you're working 7 days a week, you can still run this business. That's how flexible, simple, and easy it is. So go onto our website. Our live webinar is tonight. You'll get the chance to watch it live. If you sign up today, you'll be sent a link where you register for the live program. But if you can't watch the live, there's always a replay to watch. Take that bold step, put in your own efforts and the rest to God. Say, God, I am going to try this. These ladies are out here today. They've inspired me one way or the other. I'm going to put in my own effort and I hand the rest to you. Try your own, put your own best. Do what you can. And, believe that God can help you through through this opportunity that we are presenting to you. That's what I have for you. I'll pass it to Sister Adeola.
Yes,
Yes.
okay. Thank you so much, Ma. There's this passage in Bible that Paul plants, Apollo waters, but God gives the increase. God can only give the increase if you have planted something. I think Sister Chemistry said that. So your effort is that seed, and then the faith is where God will show up and do what He will do. And that what God does is that seed that you plant, it makes it into a tree, which your own effort cannot do, and that is where God comes in. And I know a lot of people are like, you people are online this thing. We also meet we also meet offline, and this weekend is going to be amazing. A lot of people are coming all over the world. We have our convention. We're going to be meeting offline. Some are going to still do virtual. Some of us are going to do virtual. But a lot of people are coming from all over the world, and we congregate in the United States of America. So we are not just online people. We also meet offline to show that we're actually real people, and it's not just that we are just sitting down somewhere in one corner of our house and just running this business. We are real people flesh and blood, and some of us are going to be seeing ourselves in flesh and blood, and some of us are still going to join virtually. So, like Star Felicia said, today is our webinar Tuesday, and then you can. And today, I looked at the lineup of people that will be panelists. I saw chef, I saw stay-at-home mom, I saw accountant, I saw retired mental health and care worker. A lot of people, diverse people. So I'm sure that it's not that if it's only doctors, you say that maybe this business is just for doctors, but we have all over the world, across various walks of life. So you will definitely find your tribe in our community. And what we are saying simply to you is that come and watch the free webinar and decide what you want to do going forward. You can see all of us. Reach out to any of us and we would help you. We'll give you access to join whether the live or the replay of the webinar, and you can make up your mind on what to do. Thank you.
Thank you, sis. Sister Kemi.
Yeah, my sisters have said it all. What else do I have to say? Anyway, what I'll just say is that, like Sister Felicia said, we are on faith and effort challenge. Your faith is important, and then your efforts too is very important. So just like the Shunammite woman, when the prophet asked her, "What do you have?" She said, "I have just a jar of oil." And you know what that single jar of oil turned into. So I am asking you to, what do you have in your hands? You may have been crying to God. God, I want you to increase me. I want you to make way for me. I want you to, you have been saying a lot of things, but what exactly do you have in your hand? There must be something in your hand that God would multiply. So, like we said, their effort is very important. And tonight is our webinar, is our info session. Just sign up on any of our websites to have access to this information. Watch this webinar, attend it live if you can, and then take action. Take that bold step. Put in that your effort and allow God bless what is in your hands. It's until you have something in your hands that God can bless. Yes, you may have your career, your normal 9 to 5. You may be crying to God, God bless it, God bless it, God bless it. But God might be looking another way. That is what we are talking about. Setbacks at times. Your career may, I'm sorry to say this. I'm not saying we will be experiencing setback in our career, but our career might not be going the exact way we expect it to go. God might be diverting our attention to something. And so we are presenting this great opportunity to you. Come and check this opportunity out. This weekend, like my other sisters have said, is our convention. This is to tell you that our business is not all about the finance, it's not all about the earnings, it's not all about the money only. It's about, togetherness, self-development, meet each other. And like I said, we have people that were in depression before they came across this business, and this business has brought them out of depression. This is one of it, one of such gathering where you come around. We come together from all over the world, from all walks of life, and we are assembling in the United States of America to meet ourselves one on one. Let me shock you guys. These faces you are seeing here, all of us that you are looking at here, we have never met face to face. We have not seen ourselves physically before. And I hope next convention, all of us will be attending and we will see ourselves in the physical, and we hug ourselves and we'll be like, "Oh, Sister Felicia, this is you. Sister Adeola, this is you." So this is what our community is all about. It's not just about the earning, it's not just about the money, it's all about everything. Everything. So if you want that all-round change, or if you want change in every ramification of your life, then this is where you need to be. So watch the webinar, take action, and let God bless your efforts. Thank you. That is all I have to say.
Nothing more to add. You said it all. So thank you, viewers. Thanks so much. And that is it from us tonight. And hope to see you people tomorrow. But till then, remain blessed. And please, in whatever you are passing through, know God is with you. knows there is a purpose for him to allow that thing that is happening. So do your own best. Look for another way. If you have been working on something and it's not working, just don't quit your vision. Just change your strategy, change your ways, redirect to another place. So maybe God is not in that with you. He doesn't want you to do that. But in the course of doing that, he will show you another way. He will lead you to that place he wants you to be. So God will bless every one of us. And from us, have a good evening till we come across your way tomorrow. Have a
Bye,
wonderful night.
sis. Good
Bye for
night,
now.
everyone.
Love you all. Thank you.